Have you ever wondered why, despite eating what you thought were healthy choices, your energy levels seem to drop every afternoon? Why does that simple sandwich you've been having for lunch leave you feeling sluggish and tired just hours later? Why do your pants feel tighter around the waist, even though you're not eating more than usual? If you're a man over 50, the answer might shock you. It's not your age, it's not your metabolism slowing down. It's something far more dangerous that's been sitting right there on your kitchen counter, disguised as a healthy choice. The truth is, gentlemen, that 4 specific types of bread that millions of men consume daily are silently wreaking havoc on your body. They're spiking your blood sugar to dangerous levels, causing inflammation throughout your system, packing pounds around your midsection, and worst of all, they're accelerating the aging process in ways that will leave you feeling decades older than you actually are. You see, as men age, our bodies change dramatically. Our testosterone levels naturally decline, our metabolism slows down, and our ability to process certain foods becomes compromised. What used to fuel your body in your 20s and 30s can now become poison to your system in your 50s and beyond. The bread industry knows this, but they'll never tell you. They profit from your ignorance while your health deteriorates with every bite. But here's what's even more concerning. The damage isn't immediate, it's subtle. It creeps up on you slowly, day by day, meal by meal, until one morning you wake up and realize you can barely recognize the man in the mirror. Your energy is gone. Your strength has vanished. Your mental clarity has faded, and that strong, confident man you once were seems like a distant memory. Today, I'm going to reveal the 4 deadliest breads that are destroying men's health after 50. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find products. These are breads sitting in grocery stores right now. Breads that marketing campaigns have convinced you are healthy. Breads that doctors sometimes even recommend. But the science tells a different story, and that story is terrifying. If you're a man over 50 who values his health, his vitality, and his independence, then what I'm about to share with you could be the most important information you'll hear this year. Because while everyone is focused on exercise routines and expensive supplements, they're completely ignoring the silent killer that's sitting right there in their kitchen pantry. I'm talking about bread, gentlemen. But not just any bread. I'm talking about 4 specific types of bread that are scientifically proven to accelerate aging, destroy muscle mass, spike blood sugar levels, increase inflammation, and rob you of the energy and strength you need to live your best years. You might be thinking, but bread is just bread, right? How dangerous could it really be? That's exactly what the food industry wants you to believe. They've spent billions of dollars convincing you that certain breads are healthy, natural, and beneficial for your body. But here's the harsh reality they don't want you to know. After age 50, your body processes carbohydrates differently. Your insulin sensitivity decreases, meaning your body struggles to handle the sugar spikes that certain breads cause. Your digestive system becomes more sensitive to inflammatory ingredients that younger bodies can tolerate. Your metabolism slows down, making it easier for those bread calories to convert directly into stubborn belly fat that seems impossible to lose. But it gets worse. These 4 dangerous breads don't just make you gain weight. They actively work against your body's natural healing processes. They interfere with protein synthesis, which means your muscles can't repair and rebuild properly. They create systemic inflammation that affects everything from your joints to your brain function. They disrupt your sleep patterns, leaving you exhausted and irritable. And they mess with your hormones, further accelerating the decline in testosterone that's already happening naturally. The most frightening part? Most men have no idea this is happening. They eat these breads thinking they're making healthy choices, wondering why they feel worse with each passing year, blaming it on inevitable aging when the real culprit is sitting right there on their plate. But here's the good news, and this is why I'm so passionate about sharing this information with you. Once you know which breads to avoid and which ones to embrace, the transformation can be remarkable. Men who make these simple switches often report increased energy within days, improved mental clarity within weeks, and significant improvements in their overall health and vitality within months. Today, you're going to learn exactly which four breads are destroying your health and which four breads can actually strengthen your body and extend your healthy years. This isn't about complicated diets or expensive programs. This is about making informed choices that honor your body and support your health as you age. Before we dive into these life-changing revelations, I need to know you're with me on this journey. If you're serious about your health and want to ensure you don't miss any crucial information that could transform your life, hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell. This channel is dedicated to providing men over 50 with the honest, science-based information they need to age powerfully and gracefully. And here's how I know you're truly committed to your health. If this information resonates with you, if you recognize that small changes can lead to massive improvements in how you feel and function, type the number 1 in the comments below. If you're not ready to make changes and prefer to keep doing what you've always done, type 0. Your engagement helps me understand how to best serve this community of men who refuse to accept decline as inevitable. I also want to hear from you personally. Drop a comment and let me know. Have you noticed changes in how certain foods affect you as you've gotten older? Have you experienced that afternoon energy crash after eating bread? Your experiences matter, and they help other men in our community realize they're not alone in this journey. Main body, the 4 dangerous breads. Dangerous bread. White bread, the sugar bomb in disguise. Let's start with the most obvious culprit, yet somehow the most misunderstood. White bread sits in virtually every grocery store, marketed as soft, convenient, and family-friendly. But for men over 50, white bread is nothing short of metabolic poison disguised as food. Here's what happens in your body when you eat white bread, and why it's particularly devastating for mature men. The moment that first bite hits your tongue, your body begins breaking it down into simple sugars. But here's the problem. White bread has been stripped of all fiber, all nutrients, and all the natural components that would slow down this sugar absorption. Within minutes of eating white bread, your blood glucose levels spike higher than they would from eating pure table sugar. This isn't an exaggeration. White bread has a glycemic index of 75, compared to table sugar's glycemic index of 65. Let that sink in for a moment. The bread you're eating for breakfast is literally worse for your blood sugar than spoonfuls of sugar. For men over 50, this creates a cascade of devastating effects. First, your pancreas has to work overtime to produce enough insulin to handle this sugar tsunami. But here's what most men don't realize. As we age, our insulin sensitivity naturally decreases. This means your body needs to produce even more insulin to have the same effect it had when you were younger. This chronic overproduction of insulin leads to insulin resistance, which is a precursor to type 2 diabetes. But even before you develop diabetes, insulin resistance is silently destroying your body. It promotes fat storage, particularly around your midsection. It interferes with protein synthesis, making it harder for your muscles to recover and grow. It increases inflammation throughout your body, affecting everything from your joints to your cardiovascular system. But the damage doesn't stop there. The rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by the inevitable crash, leaves you exhausted, irritable, and craving more carbohydrates. This creates a vicious cycle where you're constantly eating to maintain energy levels, but the foods you're eating are the very things destroying your energy in the first place. White bread also lacks any meaningful nutrition. It's essentially empty calories that fill you up without providing your body with any of the vitamins, minerals, or nutrients it needs to function optimally. For men over 50 who need nutrient-dense foods to support declining hormone levels and slower metabolisms, eating white bread is like putting water in your gas tank and expecting your car to run. The inflammatory effects of white bread are particularly concerning for mature men. The rapid blood sugar spikes trigger the release of inflammatory markers throughout your body. This chronic low-grade inflammation accelerates aging, increases your risk of cardiovascular disease, and can even affect cognitive function and memory. Dangerous bread. 2. Whole wheat bread, the healthy imposter. This might surprise you, but whole wheat bread, the bread your doctor probably recommended, the bread marketed as the healthy alternative, is actually the second most dangerous bread for men over 50. The food industry has masterfully convinced us that whole wheat equals healthy, but the reality is far more complex and troubling. Modern whole wheat bread contains a protein called gliadin, which is a component of gluten. While not everyone has celiac disease, research is increasingly showing that gliadin can cause inflammatory responses in many people, particularly as we age and our digestive systems become more sensitive. For men over 50, this inflammation isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. It affects your joints, causing stiffness and pain that you might attribute to normal aging. It affects your cardiovascular system, increasing your risk of heart disease. It can even cross the blood-brain barrier, affecting cognitive function and contributing to brain fog and memory issues. But here's what's even more concerning about modern whole wheat bread. The wheat used today is nothing like the wheat our grandparents ate. Modern wheat has been genetically modified and bred for higher yields and pest resistance. This has dramatically increased the gluten content and changed the protein structure in ways that make it much harder for our bodies to digest and process. The result is a food that looks healthy on paper, but creates chaos in your body. Many men report that eliminating whole wheat bread leads to immediate improvements in joint pain, digestive issues, and energy levels. But they never make the connection between their symptoms and their healthy bread choice. Whole wheat bread also contains compounds called lectins, which are natural pesticides that plants produce to protect themselves. While small amounts of lectins aren't necessarily harmful, the high concentrations found in modern wheat can damage the lining of your intestines, leading to increased intestinal permeability, often called leaky gut. This intestinal damage allows partially digested food particles and toxins to enter your bloodstream, triggering immune responses and systemic inflammation. For older men whose immune systems are already working harder to maintain health, this additional burden can be the difference between aging gracefully and experiencing rapid decline. Dangerous bread. 3. Multigrain bread, the deceptive marketing trap. Multigrain bread sounds impressive, doesn't it? Multiple grains must be better than one grain, right? Unfortunately, this is exactly the kind of marketing deception that's destroying men's health. Multigrain bread is often just white bread with a few different grains thrown in to justify the healthy-sounding name. The first problem with most multigrain breads is that they still use refined flours as their base. Those multiple grains you see on the label, they're often just for show, representing a tiny percentage of the actual bread content. The bulk of the bread is still refined flour that spikes your blood sugar, just like white bread. But even when multigrain breads do contain significant amounts of different grains, this creates a new set of problems for men over 50. Each grain contains different proteins, different carbohydrate structures, and different potential allergens. Your digestive system, which is already working harder as you age, now has to process and break down multiple complex grain structures simultaneously. This puts enormous stress on your digestive system, leading to bloating, gas, and general digestive discomfort. But more importantly, it can trigger inflammatory responses as your immune system struggles to process these multiple grain proteins. Many multigrain breads also contain added sugars, preservatives, and emulsifiers to improve taste and shelf life. These additives are particularly problematic for older men because they can disrupt gut bacteria balance, interfere with nutrient absorption, and contribute to systemic inflammation. The deceptive part is that multigrain bread often has the same glycemic impact as white bread, despite its healthy appearance. Your blood sugar still spikes, your insulin still surges, and you still experience the energy crashes and cravings that come with unstable blood glucose levels. Dangerous bread. 4. Sprouted grain bread, the health food store trap. This is the bread that catches many health-conscious men off guard. Sprouted grain bread is sold in health food stores, costs more than regular bread, and is marketed as a superfood. But for men over 50, even sprouted grain bread can be problematic. The sprouting process does reduce some of the anti-nutrients found in grains, but it doesn't eliminate them entirely. It also doesn't change the fundamental fact that bread is still a high-carbohydrate food that will spike blood sugar levels, particularly in men with decreased insulin sensitivity. Sprouted grain breads often contain multiple sprouted grains, seeds, and legumes. While this might sound healthy, it creates a complex mixture of proteins and carbohydrates that can be difficult to digest. For men over 50 whose digestive enzymes are naturally declining, this complexity can lead to digestive stress and inflammatory responses. Many sprouted grain breads also contain added sweeteners like honey, agave, or fruit juices to improve taste. These natural sugars still impact blood glucose levels and can contribute to the same metabolic problems as refined sugars. The biggest trap with sprouted grain bread is the portion size. Because it's marketed as healthy, men often eat larger portions than they would of regular bread, thinking they're making a beneficial choice. But larger portions of any high-carbohydrate food will still have significant impacts on blood sugar and insulin levels. The 4 beneficial breads. Beneficial bread. 1. Authentic sourdough bread. Now, let's talk about the breads that can actually support your health as you age. The first is authentic sourdough bread, but not the commercial sourdough you find in most grocery stores. I'm talking about true, traditionally fermented sourdough made with just flour, water, and salt. The fermentation process that creates real sourdough fundamentally changes the bread's impact on your body. The beneficial bacteria and wild yeasts used in fermentation partially break down the gluten proteins and complex carbohydrates, making them easier for your body to digest and process. This fermentation also creates beneficial compounds that can actually support digestive health. The lactic acid produced during fermentation acts as a natural preservative and creates an environment that supports beneficial gut bacteria. For men over 50, maintaining healthy gut bacteria is crucial for immune function, nutrient absorption, and overall health. Real sourdough also has a lower glycemic index than conventional breads. The fermentation process converts some of the starches into more complex forms that your body processes more slowly, leading to steadier blood sugar levels and sustained energy rather than spikes and crashes. The key is finding authentic sourdough. Look for bread with only 3 ingredients: flour, water, and salt. Avoid sourdoughs with added yeasts, sugars, or preservatives. Many commercial sourdough breads are actually just regular bread with sourdough flavoring added. Beneficial bread. 2. Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel bread, made from sprouted grains and legumes, offers unique benefits for men over 50 when consumed in moderation. Unlike regular sprouted grain breads, authentic Ezekiel bread uses a specific combination of sprouted wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet, and spelt. The sprouting and combination process creates a complete protein profile, meaning it contains all essential amino acids your body needs. For men over 50 who need adequate protein to maintain muscle mass and support hormone production, this protein content is valuable. The sprouting process also increases the bioavailability of nutrients and reduces anti-nutrients that can interfere with mineral absorption. This means you're getting more nutritional value from each slice while putting less stress on your digestive system. Ezekiel bread has a lower glycemic index than conventional breads and provides sustained energy rather than quick spikes. The fiber content also supports digestive health and helps regulate blood sugar levels. Beneficial bread. 3. Coconut flour bread. Coconut flour bread represents a completely different approach to bread that can be particularly beneficial for men over 50. Coconut flour is naturally low in carbohydrates and high in fiber, making it an excellent choice for blood sugar management. The high fiber content supports digestive health and promotes feelings of fullness, which can help with weight management. Coconut flour also contains medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, which your body can quickly convert to energy without storing as fat. Coconut flour bread typically has a much lower glycemic impact than grain-based breads, making it suitable for men concerned about blood sugar control or diabetes prevention. The healthy fats in coconut flour also support hormone production, which is particularly important for men experiencing natural testosterone decline. Beneficial bread. 4. Almond flour bread. Almond flour bread offers exceptional nutritional benefits for mature men. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy monounsaturated fats that support cardiovascular health and hormone production. The protein content in almond flour helps maintain muscle mass, while the healthy fats provide sustained energy without blood sugar spikes. Almond flour bread is also naturally low in carbohydrates, making it suitable for men following lower-carb approaches to health management. The magnesium content in almonds supports muscle function, bone health, and cardiovascular function, all crucial concerns for men over 50. The vitamin E acts as a powerful antioxidant, helping protect against age-related cellular damage. Making the transition away from harmful breads doesn't have to be difficult or overwhelming. The key is gradual substitution rather than complete elimination. Start by replacing one serving of dangerous bread per day with one of the beneficial alternatives. Focus on timing as well. If you're going to eat any higher carbohydrate bread, consume it earlier in the day when your metabolism is more active and your body can better handle the glucose response. Avoid bread in the evening when your body is preparing for rest and recovery. Always pair any bread with protein and healthy fats to slow digestion and minimize blood sugar spikes. A slice of sourdough with avocado and eggs creates a balanced meal that supports steady energy levels throughout the day. Consider your individual tolerance. Some men find they feel best avoiding all grains, while others can tolerate small amounts of the beneficial breads. Pay attention to how different breads affect your energy, digestion, and overall well-being. Gentlemen, the choice is yours. You can continue eating the breads that are silently destroying your health, wondering why you feel older and weaker with each passing year. Or you can make the informed decision to fuel your body with foods that support your health, energy, and vitality. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every positive choice you make compounds over time, leading to dramatic improvements in how you look, feel, and function. The man you want to be in your 60s, 70s, and beyond is determined by the choices you make today. Your health is your greatest asset. Protect it, nurture it, and honor it with every meal. The breads you choose today will determine the energy you have tomorrow, the strength you maintain next year, and the independence you enjoy for decades to come. Make the choice to age powerfully. Your future self will thank you. If this information has opened your eyes to the hidden dangers in your diet, smash that like button and share this video with other men who need to hear this message. Subscribe for more life-changing health information, and remember, it's never too late to start taking better care of yourself. Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to make these changes, and let me know which bread surprised you the most. Your journey to better health starts with a single decision. Make that decision today.